Thank you for staying with us. It's still Journalist Hangouts, and joining us is the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Kola Ologbondiyan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Ayo.
What is happening in your party, Kola? This speculation, first of all, let's start with the Ebonyi State governor, a sitting governor voted for on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, now, defecting to the All Progressive Congress.
Well, before I go into the issue of Ebonyi governor, let me clearly state here that there is no panic of any sort in the People's Democratic Party in respect of alleged 4 governors decamping from our party. I want to make that very, very clear. And I also want my brother and friend seated by you there, Babajide Otitoju, to know that the People's Democratic Party will have no reason, in whatever shape or forms, to beg Mala Buni not to take our governors. None of the People's Democratic governors is going anywhere. I want to lay that straight first.
Okay.
Having said that, I also want you to know that the governor of Ebonyi State, Governor Umahi, left the party on his own accord, not pushed or prompted by anybody. He chose to leave for his personal reasons, and he left. And I understood what Mojid said, that politics is about interest and your capacity. So I want to make it abundantly clear here that in the People's Democratic Party, we have no worries, we have no fears of any 4 governors going anywhere.
We saw the meeting of Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode with Malam Buni and the governor of Kogi State yesterday. Did you see that picture?
Yes, I saw the picture on the social media.
So what do you make of it?
What will I make of it outside what FFK has said? That he's fighting for the interest of Nigeria, particularly its unity and our living together.
FFK is a member of the People's Democratic Party.
So you shouldn't have friends across party.
Yeah, let's put it this way, because since you are speaking, answering our questions like a politician and not a journalist.
Not a journalist.
See, we saw this same Malam Buni who has become dangerous to your party. We saw Governor Malam Buni take Yakubu Dogara to Mr. President. The next thing we heard that Yakubu Dogara joined the APC.
APC, yeah.
So isn't the fact of FFK visiting the Kogi governor symptomatic of what is to come? Does it not send clear signs to you about what is on the way?
And sorry, if I may add, Kola, are you saying that FFK has no political value, that you won't be missing him if he eventually leaves the PDP and defects back to the APC?
Okay, Mojid, let me take Babajide first. Babajide, the preamble of your assertion was that Mala Buni took Honorable Dogara to Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari, and he decamped. If I follow the logic from your base, has FFK been taken to President Muhammadu Buhari? The answer is no. So there's no need for panic. There's nothing to worry about. And now going to you, Mojid. My assertion said never bothered on values. I rested my case, my argument on the fact that we have nothing to panic about in the People's Democratic Party. We have no reason to beg Malam Buni not to take our members. And I want us to leave the discussion at that level so far.
Are you also not aware that a number of your National Assembly members too are joining the APC? Are you unaware of that?
Babajide, when the PDP in 2019 wanted to take members out of APC, it was not predicated on speculations or innuendos. We went for them and we picked them. Not one, not in sequence, not begging, not buying, not purchasing. We gave them constructive arguments and dispositions in the interest of our nation on the need for them to team up with compatriots and rescue our nation from misrule. They bought into the argument and they joined us. There's no need talking about, oh, there are some members of National Assembly that are coming tomorrow. Oh, initially there are some 10 governors that will leave PDP. Now, it's 4 governors that will leave PDP. The People's Democratic Party is a structured institution that does not panic on the basis of innuendos or dogmas. So you don't expect us to be going to lose sleep because they said that, oh, 4 governors are going to leave. Oh. We have challenged the APC since yesterday. Name one, just one, out of these 4. Capacity has failed them. Are Nigerians interested in the ongoing registration and re-registration and revalidation that's happening across the street? Even in-house, there's infighting. People are being killed. People are going to the hospitals. Is that what you want people to go and team up with? But let us talk something else about our nation.
And the thing is, what is the future of the PDP like? Even here in the Southwest, you can't seem to organize yourselves. The governor of Oyo State is at daggers drawn with the former governor of Ekiti. Every time, you always quarrel with one another and snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. When will the PDP grow up and stop having this kind of crisis that makes it so easy for the APC to win elections?
Babajide, as you know, politics is about contestation for power. There is no way you can reduce contestation for power, except we are in another business or we are in another game that is different from politics. The moment it is about politics, it's about contestation for power. So what the National Working Committee of our party is doing is to see how we can reduce these contestations, particularly the infighting that accompanies to its base, and to ensure that people come together, not just in their personal interest, but in collective interest of our nation. That's what we are working on. But to say that whether people will not have contestations for power, it will be difficult in any political environment. But what we find strange among our neighbors is the violence that accompanies their contestations. You hardly find that in our party.
Do you have individuals that have hijacked the People's Democratic Party?
No, individuals hijacking the People's Democratic Party. There's nothing like that. Ayo, what you are talking about does not exist in the People's Democratic Party. The People's Democratic Party came into existence in 1998. It is the only political party post-independence that has been structured and lived longer. It is owned by Nigerians. So people who are talking about hijack are just making vague arguments that don't exist anywhere. Our party is the only party that you can find in governance across the 6 geopolitical zones of our nation. That shows our spread. And it shows that Nigerians are with us.
Kola, would you say
so there's no need for talking about 1 or 2 persons hijacking our party?
Would you say all is well with the chairman of the party? We have not really heard much from Secondus in a while. And would you say, I mean, is major financier or the governor of Rivers, Governor Wike, himself and Secondus, because I learned that, I mean, it's like there's a rift between Wike and the chairman of the party now. So, I mean, what do you say to that?
Well, most of these things that you are saying, they are strange to us. We only read them on the pages of newspapers, in the social media, or in engagements like this on television. In the party, we can't find them. Governor Nyesom Wike is very supportive of our political party. Nobody takes that away.
Okay.
And
okay,
the
Kola,
national chairman is carrying out his responsibility in the office to the best of his ability.
Kola.
So you can't be outside of our party and now begin to make assumptions over what does not exist.
Kola, as a journalist,
yes,
I'm asking you now. I'm from Ekiti State. I'm in Ekiti today. We have three factions of the People's Democratic Party. There is Olujimi faction, there is the Fauci faction, and there is also the former governor, Chegoni, who is aspiring to occupy that position. So who is in charge in Ekiti PDP today?
As far as I understand the workings of the party, we have a Congress in Ekiti State.
Okay.
And Bisi Kolawole is the chairman of our party in Ekiti. We have areas of contestation, but we do not have a faction, or we do not have a factionalized political party in Ekiti State. We have contestation for control of the soul of the party. That is different and is completely at variance with talking about factions. So Bisi Kolawole is the chairman of our party in Ekiti State. Thank you, Mojit.
Kola, Ologbondiyan, a journalist.
You are blowing grammar to us. I'm refusing to answer questions. Okay.
It's dribbling us.
You are blowing journalistic grammar.
2023 is very close. So,
You are blowing journalistic grammar to us.
You are doing well.
Okay.
Thank you, Kola.